Okay, that's 2 weeks in a row. This webcam decided to cut me off midstream while I'm trying to finish up here. But anyway, this is part 2 of the week that was, running through week 8 of the 2023 season. And I have 2 games left, so let's get right back into it with Sunday Night Football as the Los Angeles Chargers beat the Chicago Bears 30-13. Now for the Bears, that's their 7th consecutive loss in LA. They have not won in Los Angeles since 1987, and that was a little graphic I saw during the NBC broadcast. So the Chargers played on Sunday night last week. They're playing on Monday Night Football next week, the New York Jets. While the Bears also hitting the road again, they're off to New Orleans to face Derek Carr and the Saints. The LA Chargers are now 3-4, and the Chicago Bears are 2-6. All right, looking at the Chargers offense. 65 plays for 352 yards, averaging 5.42 yards per play. 40 rushes for 298, averaging 7.45, and 25 rushes for 54 yards, averaging 2.16. Bears offense, 62 plays ran for 295, 4.76 yards per play. 37 passes for 222, averaging an even 6 yards per pass. 25 rushes for 73 yards, averaging 2.92 yards per run. So, listening to those numbers, neither team ran the ball well. Chargers had 20 first downs, 143 through 7. 7 out of 13 on third down for 53.8%. On the year, 39 out of 95 for 41.1%. On fourth down, they were 0 for 1. And on the season, 7 of 12. Los Angeles commits 2 penalties for 15 yards, 41 total for 378. Time of possession is 31 minutes and 28 seconds. Bears offense, 17 first downs, 149 through 8 games. 6 of 14 on third down, 42.9%. On the season, 46 of 106, 43.4%. Fourth down, 1 for 4, and on the season, 5 for 14. Chicago has 7 penalties for 53 yards, 52 total for 439. Time of possession is 28 minutes, 32 seconds. Chargers offense in 7 games, averaging 362.4 yards per game, 258.7 yards passing, 103.7 yards rushing. LA has scored 174 points, averaging 24.9 points a game. And the Chicago Bears offense through 8 games, averaging 320.6 yards per game, 187.9 yards passing, and 132.75 yards rushing. Chicago has scored 171 points, averaging 21.4 points per game. All right, on to the defense. The Chargers on Sunday night recorded 41 tackles, 1 sack, no forced fumbles, 7 passes defense, 2 interceptions, and no touchdowns. Through 7 games, they have 322 tackles, 22 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 33 passes defense, 6 interceptions, and 0 touchdowns. The Chicago Bears defense on Sunday night records 52 tackles, 0 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 3 passes defense, 0 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. Through 8 games, they have 337 tackles, 10 sacks, which I think is the fewest in football, 7 forced fumbles, 30 passes defense, 6 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Chargers defense through 7 games, allowing 390.7 yards per game, 297.4 passing, and 93.3 rushing. They've given up 168 points, averaging 24 points a game. Bears defense through 8 games, 341 yards allowed, 262.25 passing, and 78.75 rushing. They've allowed 218 points, averaging 27.25 points per game. Point differential for the Chargers is +6. Average margin of victory is +0.5. is plus 0.9. And the Chicago Bears point differential is minus 47. Average margin of defeat is minus 5.85 points. Closing line was LA minus 9.5, over under 46. Total points for 43 with 647 yards, 127 plays, averaging 5.09 yards per play. I picked the Chargers straight up, but I took the Bears with the points. And finally, we've come to Monday Night Football, where the Detroit Lions defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 26-14, but this game was a lot more one-sided than the score indicates, and I'll tell you in a second. Okay, the Lions are heading into their bye week in Week 9. We'll see them again against Justin Herbert and the Chargers out in LA on November 12th. The Raiders will host the New York Giants in the meantime. Detroit running away in the NFC North with a 6-2 record, and Vegas falls to 3-5. Okay, the Lions offense ran a whopping 81 plays for 486 yards, averaging an even 6 yards per play. 37 passes for 264, averaging 7.14 yards per pass. And 44 rushes for 222 yards, averaging 5.05 yards per run. And the Raiders' offense pretty much non-existent on Monday night. 39 plays for 157 yards, which is 4.03 yards per play. 21 passes, only 77 yards. That's 3.67 yards per pass. And 18 rushes for 80 yards, averaging 4.44 yards per run. Lions offense had 29 first downs. That gives them 176 through 8 games. They were 6 of 14 on third down, 42.9%. On the year, they're 46 of 112 for 41.1%. Fourth downs, 1 for 1, and on the year, 8 of 17. Detroit had 5 penalties for 55 yards, 46 total for 458. Time of possession is 39 minutes and 33 seconds, putting the Lions in ball hog territory. Raiders offense, only 12 first downs, again, non-existent. They have 146 through 8 games. 1 for 9 on third down, 11.1%. Ouch. On the season, 29 for 89 for 32.6%. Double ouch. Fourth downs, 0 for 3. Triple ouch. And on the season, 8 for 12. Vegas commits 4 penalties for 40 yards. On the year, 44 for 392. Time of possession is 20 minutes, 27 seconds. Lions offense, in 8 games, averaging 390.6 yards per game, 259.25 yards passing, and 131.4 yards rushing. The Lions have scored an even 200 points in 8 games. That's 25 points per game, if you're doing the math. Meanwhile, the Raiders offense through 8 games, averaging 268.25 yards per game, 198.25 yards passing, and a meager 70 yards rushing. They have scored 126 points, averaging 15.75 points per game. On the defensive side of the ball, the Lions recorded 28 tackles with 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 3 passes defense, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. Through 8 games, the Lions have 317 tackles, 21 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 35 passes defense, 7 INTs, and 1 defensive TD. Raiders defense, 54 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 3 passes defense, an interception, and a touchdown. Through 8 games, they have 347 tackles, 16 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 25 passes defense, 7 interceptions, and their first defensive touchdown of 2023. Okay, Lions defense. Through 8 games, allowing 296.9 yards per game, 220.1 yards passing, and 76.75 yards rushing. Detroit allowed 165 points, averaging 20.6 points a game. And the Raiders defense through 8 games, averaging 337.6 yards allowed, 197 yards passing, and 140.6 yards rushing. They've allowed 187 points, averaging 23.4 points per game. Point differential for the Lions is plus 35. Average margin of victory is plus 4.4 points. And the Raiders, their point differential is minus 61. Average margin of defeat is minus 7.65. Closing line was Detroit, minus 7. Over under is 46. The two teams combined for 40 points with 643 yards and 120 plays, averaging 5.36 yards per play. I picked the Lions both straight up and against the spread. All right, here's how I did on my picks this week. My straight up picks were a bounce back from last week. I finished 11-5. And for the season, I'm now 79-43, which is nearly 65%. Against the spread, the struggles continue. I went 7-2 this week. And on the year, I'm 59-53-10. That's about 52.5%. Okay, so you only had 2 teams reach ball hawk status in week 7. This week, 6 teams made it. The Dallas Cowboys at 35 minutes, 28 seconds. The Minnesota Vikings at 36 minutes, 22 seconds. The Miami Dolphins at 35 minutes, 55 seconds. The New York Football Giants at 38 minutes, 13 seconds. The Cleveland Browns, 36 minutes and 40 seconds. And the Detroit Lions, who are your top ball hawks for week number 8, at 39 minutes and 33 seconds. Before we go, here's a look at my week 9 power rankings, and we'll just power through all of this. All right, so the Arizona Cardinals are at number 32, followed by the Carolina Panthers at 31. The Chicago Bears at 30, the Green Bay Packers at 29, the New York Giants 28, 27 is the Washington Commanders, 26 is the Las Vegas Raiders, then at 25 is the Indianapolis Colts, 24 is the New England Patriots, 23 is the Denver Broncos, 22 the Los Angeles Rams, 21 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 20 is the Tennessee Titans, and that big 10-point jump was necessitated because I put the Titans way too low last week. All right, 19 is the LA Chargers, 18 is the Houston Texans, 17 the Atlanta Falcons, 16 is the Minnesota Vikings, 15 is the Pittsburgh Steelers, 14 the New Orleans Saints, 13 is the Cleveland Browns, 12 is the New York Jets, 11 is the San Francisco 49ers. In my top 10, I have the Buffalo Bills at number 10, the Seattle Seahawks at number 9, the Cincinnati Bengals at number 8, the Miami Dolphins at 7, the Detroit Lions are at 6, then it's the Dallas Cowboys at number 5, the Kansas City Chiefs, last week's number 1, falling down this week to number 4. The Jacksonville Jaguars at number 3. The Baltimore Ravens, number 2. And the Philadelphia Eagles taking over the top spot. And that is the week that was. Saw the statistical numbers from every game from week number 8, plus my newly released Week 9 power rankings. Give me a few hours and I'll be back with my Week 9 picks. So please join me for that. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.